Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This week I've been behind the wheel of the Hyundai Santa Fe, a standard 3-row SUV with seating for up to 7. It's also available as a hybrid or with a traditional gas powertrain. And this week, as I take you for a walk around, I will offer a few comparisons in relation to pricing, fuel economy, towing, cargo space, and so much more, all to make your purchasing experience just a little bit easier. Now do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because this review starts right now. This Hyundai Santa Fe all-wheel drive hybrid model you're looking at is covered in the Okada green paint and comes equipped with 20-inch wheels when you opt for the Trend package on the hybrid or luxury trim on the gas version. Both the hybrid and gas model Santa Fe's receive standard LED lights all around with distinctive H-pattern exterior design elements. MSRP pricing for the hybrid all-wheel drive with preferred Trend package begins at just under $49,500. Whereas MSRP pricing for the gas all-wheel drive with luxury trim begins at just under $54,000. US buyers, you have the option of front-wheel drive, which saves you $1,800. Pricing aside, this Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid all-wheel drive is equipped with a 1.6-liter turbo 4-cylinder with a 6-speed automatic transmission and is supported by a 47.7 kilowatt electric motor. This is producing 231 horsepower with 271 pound-feet of torque and looks like and sounds like this from the driver's point of view off the line when in sport mode. Sport mode activated. Now, let's go. So here's a fast fact for you. The Hyundai Santa Fe hybrid model offers 231 horsepower, whereas the Hyundai Santa Fe gas model offers 277 horsepower. That's a difference of 46 horsepower. And when it comes to fuel economy, the hybrid model bests the gas model by 3.7 liters per 100 kilometers, or essentially 2 miles per gallon. Now that aside, when it came to my fuel economy for the week, in the Hyundai Santa Fe hybrid all-wheel drive trim, I was able to average 6.8 liters per 100 kilometers, or essentially 35 miles per gallon, which is pretty much on par with what Hyundai advertises, keeping in mind that's combining both city and highway driving and my vehicle is empty. And if you want to achieve good fuel economy, make sure to activate economy mode and to take advantage of your braking regeneration on your paddle shifters. Your Hyundai Santa Fe hybrid model will offer a payload capacity of 1,058 pounds. And this weight includes what you can carry on top and inside with passengers and luggage. When you visit your Hyundai dealership, ask about the gas version because you definitely don't want to void your warranty. And FYI, the roof racks, those could only carry up to 220 pounds. Now, when it comes to towing, there's a huge difference. The hybrid will be able to tow up to 2,000 pounds, whereas the gas version will be able to tow anywhere between 3,500 and up to 4,500 pounds. Now, regardless of which Santa Fe you choose to purchase, all of them will come equipped with a smart power liftgate. And essentially what that means, with the key fob in your pocket, purse, or hand, simply approach the rear of the vehicle and it will automatically open for you. It won't work for you if you don't have this feature activated by going through your infotainment system, which I'll definitely show you in a second. And if it doesn't work, just use the button located on your key fob. When it comes to cargo space, both the hybrid and gas version Santa Fe's offer the same figures. With the third row seats up, you receive 413 liters or 14.6 cubic feet of space. With the third row seats lowered, you receive 1,148 liters or 40.5 cubic feet of space. Other features include automatic second row put-down buttons on the right side, while the left side offers a 12-volt port and a small storage area. And under the floor, you'll find a tire inflation kit. I've already mentioned how the Hyundai Santa Fe is a standard 3-row SUV with seating for up to 7, but if you lower the armrest, no, it's good for 6, or you could spend a couple more $1,000s and level up to the calligraphy trim, and then you gain captain's chairs. Now in this particular trim, these outboard seats are not heated, but that is an option. And I've already demonstrated how they can slide forwards, backwards, and they recline. I also like the fact that these sunroofs are separated, and you can completely close this screen, but you have to control that by using the buttons up top and in the front. Now, all the storage availability is really, really good too, and I like the fact that the front center console, it can open 2 ways, and there's a removable tray in there too, which is fantastic. And then connectivity, you have one USB-C port on either side of the front seats. If you're familiar with my channel, then you know I'm only 5'3", so if I was the passenger sitting in this 3rd row area, I'm not going to complain about leg space or head space, because I also used some common sense and I slid the 2nd row seats forward about 2 inches, so I gained 2 inches of leg space. And head space is really good because the roof liner is concave. And I really like the fact that these rear seats, as long as you don't have any luggage in the back, you can recline them a bit, which is really, really nice. And then other bonuses back here, you receive one USB-C port on each side. You have 2 cup holders on each side. You have vents and an adjustment for the fan on the right hand side. And getting in and out is super easy. Just push this button located on top of here on either side, and the 2nd row seats move for you. Before I hit the road to share my final driving impressions, including noise cabin quality and definitely visibility, I'm going to quickly cover front passenger and driver comfort and technology, keeping in mind that this isn't even the top trim, and it's really, really impressive. So first, when you visit your Hyundai dealership, make sure you ask about a digital key and a Blue Link subscription, because then you gain even more convenience features. Now, that aside, I love how you also receive a remote start feature located on your key fob. And then up top, the small sunroof is manual to open and then power operated. In this trim, the front passenger seat is manual to operated, then the driver's seat is power operated and offers lumbar support. Both are heated, not ventilated in this trim. That's reserved for the top trim. But the steering wheel is also heated, and on the left-hand side, you'll find your shortcuts for your adaptive cruise control functions and for steering assist. On the right-hand side, you'll find your voice commands, your Bluetooth, and shortcuts for your audio sound system. Now, moving to the infotainment system, I love the fact that it's big, 12.3 inches. It's all touch operated. It's also curved. That's what I really like about it. And Android Auto, Apple CarPlay are both wireless. Navigation is available, standard on the top trim. But again, ask about the subscriptions if you don't go with the top trim. Then here are some of my go-tos. So first, scroll and look for setup. And then your best friend is going to be the vehicle icon. Okay, this is where you're going to want to set up your driver assisted technology, because this comes with Hyundai smart sensing technology. So you receive a lot. And then you have driving modes. You could even change how your brakes feel in this, if you want a more sporty feel or a normal feel. And then eco mode. This is where I recommend you activate smart regeneration, so you don't necessarily have to play with your paddle shifters. The system will do it for you. And then my other go-to is the door icon. So if you like your power liftgate, make sure the feature is activated. You could also adjust how fast it opens for you, and you can adjust the height too. So be aware of that, especially if you live in a condo with those shorter roofs. But again, if you like that feature, make sure it's activated. Or like I said, use the button located on your key fob. Then when I'm driving, I actually leave it in hybrid mode, because then you can see how your driving characteristics affect the performance of your ICE engine, internal combustion engine, and your electric motor, and you can see how it's charging. So it's super cool. There's a lot in there. Go through it. I mean, it's really easy. And then the other thing that I love about this vehicle is this small little storage area I just wish it had a key, because then you can lock your personal items in there, and that would be super smart. But all the storage throughout, even on the bottom, is really, really good. But just below the infotainment system, your climate panel is all touch operated, but you also have some knobs too. And then your driving modes. So you have a few driving modes. You have Eco, Sport, and My Mode. But if you push the button, then you have different terrain modes like snow, mud, and sand. So just be aware of that. Then you also have hill descent, you have shortcuts for your parking assist, and your camera angles are really nice in here too. If you decide to go with the top trim, then you actually receive dual mobile charge pads. I don't have the top trim, not necessary for me, so I only receive one, and then the other side I just use as a holding. Connectivity is really good. You have 2 USB-C ports up here, and then down below, where more great storage, you have one 12-volt port. Then I've already mentioned the front center console, but I really, really like how it has dual functions. So it opens and closes 2 different ways. So I've already shown you the rear and then from the front. Now, all that aside, let's hit the road so I can provide you with my final driving impressions. 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe final impressions, and I'm going to start with the looks. So first, I've always been a huge fan of boxy looking SUVs. There's obviously the Land Rover and then the G-Wagon, one of my favorites. So no problems about the looks, the interior styling, love it. It makes you feel like you're actually driving a truck. I love the rugged feel to it, all the comfort, really, really good. Now, things to keep in mind when you're driving is, remember, this is a boxy vehicle. It's not built for aerodynamics. So when you start going fast over like 125, or essentially over like 70 miles an hour, and it's windy, you're going to feel a lot of that movement. And when you're trying to have a more spirited drive, trust me when I say, like, you will feel that movement. It's very top heavy. Now, would I purchase the gas or the hybrid? I want to see the hybrid because in my market location, it's more affordable. I'm really, really impressed with the fuel economy, but I have to be aware of my towing limitations. So the hybrid could only tow up to 2,000 pounds, and racing trailers are usually heavier than that. And if you're familiar with my channel, you know I come from a racing background, grew up on a kart track. So it's all about karts and cars. So I'm kind of on the fence with that. But overall visibility out the front, really good because the 8 pillars are thin. There's no blind spot when you're looking over your shoulder by the B pillar, but obviously there is a huge blind spot by the C pillar. Totally expecting that. Remember, 3-row SUVs always have a blind spot by that C pillar, but take advantage of your Hyundai sensing technology. So obviously it's going to come with blind spot monitoring, but also a lot of driver assist technology, which are probably your favorites, like high beam assist. You have adaptive cruise control, steering assist, blind spot monitoring. Like I said, you also have that rear view camera. If you level up to the calligraphy, then you also receive video blind spot monitoring, and that's when a video is projected from your driver cluster when you use your turning signals, and you'll be able to see beside you on the left or right hand side. So I really like that feature, but I'm also happy that I didn't review the top trim because I think people will go about for the mid-level, and it's really, really great pricing too. Noise cabin quality is also really good, impressive. But also keep in mind when you start to go fast, you will hear a lot of that wind noise too, but it's like that in all vehicles. But overall, very impressed, happy with my fuel economy. But guys, if you're looking for more information, look down in the description below. I try to make your purchasing experience easier for you. And while you're down there, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.